Hi, it's Chris again with Forextherapy, where the Forex market intersects with philanthropy. And today is Monday, April 13th, our episode 5. And I welcome you back and hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I certainly did. It was a very profitable weekend, at least getting into business right here. Before I talk about the fact that it was Easter Sunday and it was a lovely time despite the environment we're living in right now globally. But yeah, when market opened after brunch, as it were, um, a lot of profit to be made overnight and into this morning. And I don't want to waste any more of your time. And I want to get to it and show you if I can do that. And so here we are with our favorite 30-day chart, where we started at the beginning of April. Um, I lied. Actually, I said I had started this particular demo account with $1,000, and I was doing the math and realized no, it was actually 1,200. So apologies to the mathematicians who may be keeping track, but it was more like 1,200. I've now replaced the green numbers you'll see there with actual profit and loss on those respective days. I think it's fair to be transparent to see that some days are better than others. Um, Only two so far where it was just basically a loss. You'll see the $22 here and the $16 there. That happens. And so, when you see the goal is 200, 200, 200, there's the thing called the real world. And, that came close. Remember, the goal for these 2 weeks was $100 a day. And then the next 2 weeks, 200, and then the final week of April, 300 a day. And that's based upon the size of your trade account growing. What I find exciting here is if I started with 1,200 the end of March going into April, by yesterday, or basically early this morning, the way the balance is recorded, is a little over $2,400. That is twice that amount. So that's 100% increase in my trade account in 2 weeks. That's 100% rate of return in 2 weeks. I really don't know any other market that can provide that, and I'm not about to go find another one. I'm going to stick with this one. Um, and you can see, follow along, how I did not inject money into the account to blow it up and add more money to make it look bigger. So you can see 199 here, 101 here. Okay, lost 16 there. But that's how I've gotten to this number right here. So when you see the next 2 weeks ahead, or actually 3 by the end of April, um, God, it's been a long month, hasn't it? It's only the middle of April. Um, so enjoy being at home and making money through Forex. By the time we get to end of April, the 31st, 30 days have April, 30 days in April. Um, we'll be at a very nice account size, but the size of the account is not my concern right now. It's the amount of profit I would like to see coming in on a daily basis, because as I've said in earlier episodes, that's equivalent to uh, what could be a potential salary elsewhere if you broke it down by day. Actually, we're at that level right now, $200 a day. You do the math. What does that work out to per year? Um, not a bad living, I would say. So today the goal is another $200. We'll see where we get. I have an active trade in play right now. Um, so ever onward, but I think that this chart just keeps us motivated and encouraged. That so far so good. So when last we spoke, Friday, this was the setup. We were going into the weekend with this uptrending channel. As you can see, major uptrending channel. We had what appeared to be a double top or even a triple top at the 95 level. So that, based on everything I've been teaching so far, that should be the end of the trend, stalling, sputtering out, and then this very strong uh, descent here about the time when market closed told me wow, by Sunday afternoon, when we're back in market, this could just, it could even open below here. I mean, it could just punch right through. I wasn't clear at the time if we had 2 or 3 points of confirmation. It sure looked close. There's a little gap there. It could have been the third, and this could have been the fourth breakout, our 1, 2, 3 breakout strategy. But I left room for doubt that there could be a third touch here, a pullback, and then the breakout on the fourth approach. But all indicators told me this is definitely heading upward. It's going to stall and break out just like we do every single day. Well, what happened in real time? Or not real time, but happened on Sunday. So here's the original pattern we just looked at, and here's that double, triple top stalling of the trend, at least in retrospect. Clearly it wasn't, but it sure looked like it at the time. Throughout Sunday afternoon and evening, price came down and definitively set the third point right here. Okay, so now, you know, hindsight is clear vision. It's just that when you're trading, you you kind of need to be looking forward rather than backward, but backward can give you a clue. So we had our 1 over here, we had our 2, and we had our 3. Okay, fine. We have our stalled rally, don't we? And if this is the third point, then between here and where this gold line is here, somewhere in here, it's going to stall yet again, and then come breaking out through there. Okay, well then what the heck is this? This totally shoots the strategy out of the water, clearly. What is this that went past the previous double top? It did define a new trend line above, yes, but this was quite surprising. This was happening actually very late last night, around midnight, 1 a.m. when I should be asleep, but I'm not because I'm a trader. So a little something I'll tell you about, and I should have got a screenshot of it, but I was too tired to think about it. I will often go to cnbc.com. That's a business, it's like the CNN for business, if you will. And they, as you obviously know if you've been there, a dozen different indicators are all blinking and moving all at once, all the different markets that are in motion. It's kind of mind-numbing in a way to understand it. But one number I look at, and it's usually in the upper left corner, and it's either going to be red or green, and it's called the Dow futures, or the future of what the market anticipates the Dow will open on Monday morning, New York time. Will it open high? Will it open low? Will it open flat? And when there's some extreme movement, you're going to see that in the triple digits, hopefully not 4 digits like we have in recent weeks. But as I looked at that number, it was about close to about negative 300, meaning the Dow would probably open down 300 points the minute it opened 9:30 New York time, which is 6:30 in the West. So looking at that and then seeing this rapid swing up followed by a rapid swing down, very strong. I mean, the color is even strong. Look how bold it is up and bold it is down. Little things in the market, political announcements or big financial moves can make these things move very quickly. And if you're trading with a tight stop loss, it can take you out of the market. And that's what a stop loss is supposed to do, is to prevent further or deeper losses. I wasn't in this market at this point, so I didn't lose anything when this pulled back, but take your lemons and make lemonade. I saw an opportunity that when it started to pull back down and hard, I placed my order right here at 95. So that's where this gold line comes into play. It was coming back and coming back fast. Already had the third point of confirmation here. Forget this is no longer valid. But we had 3 points. This was going to punch right through. I could just see. I was a little worried when it was still in the green here and the euro was rebounding, but boy, when it turned around and sold off, again, it's like that surfing analogy. I got on the wave right here as I saw it coming, and I just let it go. And by now, I'm exhausted, I'm asleep, and while I'm sleeping, it punched right through, and that was the fourth approach to the line, as we've talked about before. It didn't go all the way to the profit target, pulled back to retest the trend line, which is typical. Yes, it crossed it with the wick, but it didn't. The candle didn't close above it, and that's critical. So it stopped here, and then continued on, almost to 8.9, which may have been too robust of a profit target, but it did return back down. So in all of this activity, I earned my 300 and something $100 from this entry point down to, I closed it. Well, by now, by the time I got here, it was this morning. And when I woke up, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get out. It might hit that, it might not. What's 5 pips? So I actually closed out at this point. And it's a good thing because I'll show you in a minute how it turned around. Now this red line, this was a stop. At some point, and maybe I wasn't asleep yet, I forget which, but at some point I put this stop in below my entry, meaning if it came back, if this market swung back, it would take me out here, but I would still be in the profit zone because I entered here. So the sale here was downward and the stop was before it. So rather than having the stop afterward to prevent further loss, you put the stop forward of it and you at least secure a profit in this zone here. Now, I probably could do a whole video on that topic alone. I can just tell. I haven't done much about stops to explain them because they're 4-letter words for me sometimes, and I can explain why. But I placed the stop here as a safety net so that I didn't lose any profit. So we can talk about that later. Okay, so moving forward, here we are. Here's that robust up and down. I've just kind of slid the screen forward a bit, and here was our breakout. So by now around here, it's morning in my time zone, and this little channel is forming. It's nicely. It double topped here, you can see, boom and boom. Don't ask me to count the 1 and 2 and 3, but I think that would be 1, that could be 2, that could be 3, and then we had a breakout. So just even in between, 6 a.m. and noon or 11 a.m., with the first 3 to 4 hours of the day, look how many channels there were. I mean, there was this one and a breakout. There's this little guy here and a breakout. And then as I went to record this, we've got another one in the works. So all these little these are opportunities to trade, I'm telling you. So you get in here, you make a few pips, close it, you're done. Get in here, make a few pips, close it, you're done. You can wait and do it 2, 3 days at a time and maybe earn larger pips. But it's just a matter of style. You can do it on a daily basis, or you can do it what's called swing, where it's a 2 to 3 day cycle and you take your profit. Again, all personal decision. But you can see that if you have nothing else to do and you're staring at your screen all day, you can stay very busy and very profitable. That may be the end of my slides. Yes, it is. All right. So I'm going to be repetitive again because the YouTube people tell me I should do this, and I may start being a little more salesy in the future so that people will get excited about what I'm talking about. I know I have a few loyal viewers as we speak. Thank you for that. I would like more. So how I'll do that is I'm going to build the Facebook page where I do more chatting between videos. So if you haven't already, please like Forextherapy on the Facebook platform. If you like this video, if it's any use to you whatsoever, I appreciate you liking it and also subscribing. And And that was episode 4, so I didn't change that. We're now at 5. Anyway, that's still me. That hasn't changed. But I appreciate you doing that. This is a very small enterprise. I'm not doing this as a, obviously, if, if I was trying to make a living off the YouTube dimension, I would be not making much of a living right now. So that could change, and I would like that to change. But for now, I appreciate you following along and going through these motions so that we can build something out of it. At any rate, that's all we have for today. Very excited about the Prophet, and I hope you are moving forward with your own trade accounts. I get a few questions on the side, which I appreciate. You know, call me, talk to me, whatever. Please leave messages, send me messages so I can help you get going. It's not like you're going to miss out and it's forever gone, because this happens and will continue until global economies completely redefine themselves. Pray they don't. This market will go on and on and on, and you can always jump in. And I just think sooner the better. At any rate, thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday if you're watching today. And we'll be back tomorrow with more. Take care.